Hello, this is JF, and you are hanging out in my laundry room looking at a brand new Samsung DV42H 5200 dryer. This unit has a steam function capability, and you can see here it says steam cycles, and it's got the wrinkle away and refresh, air fluff, time dry, quick dry, and it has a chrome front, and inside the unit there's a steam injector in the back. And what we noticed within about a day is that something looked a little strange, and that was that this front panel doesn't have the steam function settings on it. And while looking at the manual, what we found was that we have the right knob because we have the wrinkle away function and the refresh function, but our panel, the panel should say anti-static in the top left corner, mixed load bell, wrinkle prevent, and small load care. Instead, our panel looks like the panel on a DV42H 5000, which says mixed load bell, wrinkle prevent, small load care, and drum light. So I called Samsung and they said they never heard of this problem and take it up with your retailer. But that doesn't really answer the question of how a wrong panel could have been installed on the actual dryer from the manufacturer. Retailer obviously doesn't take apart dryers and install panels. So with Samsung on the phone, we went through several of the functions of the dryer itself, and to start we went right to the drum light. So according to the instructions, to turn on or turn off the drum light, press and hold the wrinkle prevent on a DV42H 5400. I don't have that one. I'll hit press and hold for 3 seconds to small load care on an H5200, or on a DV42H 5000, just touch the drum light. So I go over here, turn the unit on, put on normal, touch drum light. The icon didn't come on for the drum light, and the drum light doesn't actually come on. So according to the instructions, if this was a 5200, the small load care button should be down here, and I should hold small load care to turn the light on. And the LED came on, and the light came on in the dryer. But you notice the little light isn't lit right here. And that's because this button functions as two things. This functions as drum light and the small load care. So here I'm going to hold this. Light went out here. Light went out inside. And we went through all the buttons with Samsung on the phone, and they could not explain what was going on. So the first thing they do is they ask you, yeah, did you really buy a 5200? And of course, you know, I immediately went to the model number that's shown on here. Manufacturer date is 2/6/2016. And we went through all the functions on this thing to try to figure out, you know, whether I really have a 5000 or a 5200. And I obviously have a 5200 because it has the steam functions and it has a chrome door. And the steam functions work and the hose is all hooked up. So what really brought it to our attention is that we don't have the anti-static button on here. So we hit this mixed load bell button. And what that mixed load bell is after the dryer is about 80% done, it'll start chiming to say, hey, if there's anything in here that you want to pull out that you don't want completely dry, you know, here's your alert. It's a bell. It's a chime. When we hit this button and the cycle was done, it actually injected steam into the unit and made some of the clothes slightly damp. And the dryer turned off. It didn't continue to go. It didn't just chime. It just put the steam in, no chime. And that's because this was really the anti-static button. When we hit wrinkle prevent, it, instead of actually injecting the steam in the unit, what it did was it chimed. And that's because this is really the mixed load function. If you notice here, the wrinkle prevent light did not actually light up as part of the cycle. It should say drying, cooling, wrinkle prevent, end. Push wrinkle prevent, it did not add it to the function. We went to small load care, we didn't use this function. But when you touch it, the wrinkle prevent light comes on. In addition, right here, there's filter, light on, child lock, sound on and off. There's no steam light right here. But if you look at the actual manual, there should be a 5th LED on the bottom right corner there. Right here, there's a steam icon. So this panel is actually at 5,000, but all these functions are actually doing what the 5200 should do. It's just that the words are all wrong here and the icons are missing. So somebody somehow installed the wrong panel on this, and I don't know how many of these are out there that people just don't realize it. Someone just goes to the store, says, oh, this is a great dryer, I think I'll grab that. The person comes out, the company comes out and installs it, or a person installs it themselves, and they walk away happy. But these functions aren't doing what it says on the actual panel. These functions are actually doing what it should do, but the words are all incorrect on the front of the panel. So I just decided to make this video and let people, anybody that's looking to buy one of these, or anybody that already, especially if you have one of these already, take a look at your unit and post below and let me know if you have a 5200 and you have anti-static up here, and the date of your manufacturer. Mine was 2/6/2016. The ones in the stores, and I went to multiple stores to look at these, they all said anti-static, but they were also all made before early 2015. So the oldest one I saw was May 2015 in the store. The oldest one I saw was early 2014 in the store, and it had a completely different manufacturer sticker on the bottom where I showed you the model number and the model number. I hid my serial number, but the date, it was actually a yellow sticker, and those were even older. Those were from 2014. So if you happen to have a 5200, post below if you have anti-static in this corner. Even more curious, if you have a 5000, do you have an anti-static button? Maybe somebody one day mixed up the two bins of the panels and just started installing 5000s in the 5200s and 5200s in the 5000s, and nobody even knows it happened. So post below, let me know what you got.